Killer, cop, Preem, good looking. LG's up, forever hood.
People, it's your boy Kai. I tuned into my video blog, episode 81. First and foremost, I'd like to wish each and every one of y'all a happy new year. I hope y'all had a great new year. I know I did. I had a lot of fun. Shout out to all my peoples that brought it in with me, especially my loved ones. So let me go straight in with the blog real quick. For those of y'all that don't know, a lot of people, I didn't do it. Next year I plan on doing this because this is very important. But a lot of people go to church for New Year's Eve. A lot of people bring in the New Year at church, especially Methodists. People in the Methodist faith bring in New Year's at a service called Watch Night Service, which is done in the church. And Watch Night Service is very significant, especially for African Americans. Aside from the religious and spiritual reasoning, Watch Night is very important to African Americans because in 1862 going into 1863, the Watch Night service was very significant because that was the night that African Americans stayed up in anticipation to hear about how President Abraham Lincoln, signed the Emancipation Proclamation. Now, I know a lot of my Africana study scholars are looking at me like, well, what's the big deal? The Emancipation Proclamation was nothing but a tool that the United States used to fight against the Confederates. Yeah, I know, and that's true. But that's not really what I'm trying to celebrate about. It is significant, though. It is still a significant thing, and it was significant for them. Frederick Douglass and many others really stayed up that night anticipating that abolishment and that emancipation. So it's very significant to African Americans. And those of you that are African Americans that go to Watch Night service that didn't even know that, take that as a jewel, man, and remember that. Like, aside from, of course, the religious and spiritual reasoning why we do the things we do, there are also historical reasons and big historical reasons why we do the things we do. So with that, I want to kind of piece that into what I want to say to you. And it's a very significant word out of the things I just told you. It's called emancipate. Bob Marley has a song where he says, emancipate yourself from mental slavery. Now, in 2010, 2009, 2008, and so on, I know a lot of y'all, it's just been a rough time, recession, George Bush, the wars, you name it. It's been a lot of stuff going on. And, even though a lot of those things are physical and true reasons why you've had a couple of bad years, the biggest thing that can hold a person back is self-doubt, unfocused, being unfocused, and being unsure about what you really want to do. So now that it's 2011, and now that we know the things we know, especially as African Americans, about how, our forefathers and ancestors waited that whole night to feel as though they were being emancipated from slavery. Take that into your own hands this year, man. Emancipate yourself from whatever's holding you back. 2011 is going to be a significant year for a lot of people. There's I was just telling my cousin Rob Reels, and I was telling my cousin Dew, they're turning 40 this year. And I'm a spiritual dude myself, so if anybody knows anything about spirituality, 40 is one of the most significant numbers in our system. 40 days and 40 nights, Moses and Jesus in the wilderness for 40 days. 40 days from the day that Martin Luther King led the march, and then we have Barack Obama 40 years later. So 40 is a very significant number. So that's significant in itself for them. But 2011 is just a very, very, very significant year. It's going to be a very impactful year if you emancipate yourself and if you put yourself emotion to make the things happen. That's the only way things will ever happen. People always sit around every new year and they say, yeah, this is going to be my year. This year, I'm going to make it happen. This year, it's going to happen. And then by July, or by June, 6 months later, you like forgetting everything that you said on this week, So make a plan. This is what I'm doing. I'm going to tell you what I'm doing. I'm making a plan. I'm making a checklist. And a lot of things that I've done that worked in 2010, which was a lot of great things, a lot of great opportunities happened. I'm going to expand on those. And everything that didn't work, I'm going to cut it off. But you have to set goals, set short-term goals and long-term goals. I'm not trying to preach to y'all, but I'm just trying to give y'all some encouragement, because this should be your year of emancipation, man. Emancipate yourself. Go higher. Go bigger. The things that work for you, expand on them. Things that didn't work, it's time to let them go. That relationship, if it didn't work in 2008, 9, and 10, cut it off in 2011. Emancipate yourself from it. That job, if you've been trying to move up and you haven't moved up since 2008, 2009, 2010, leave it. I mean, unless you don't leave it if you're working that job because you have to, support yourself and your family, and that's the only way you can make ends meet. That I'm not talking about. But I'm talking about you dudes that, are in a position where you're trying to look for advancement and you feel like you're being held back at this dead-end location. Yo, hit the bricks, yo. Kick rocks. Go ahead. Expand yourself for more. Thrive for more. Want more. Achieve more. Like I say in my song, the video's coming out real soon. If you believe, you will achieve. And if you don't, then you won't. It starts with your mental capacity. Emancipate yourself. This year, make it your year. I'm going to call this year the emancipation year. Emancipate yourself, man. I'm so thrilled. There's so many things. One of the biggest things I'm excited for, and I'm going to tell y'all this right now, because if anything happened to me, I want y'all to know. Your boy Killah is traveling with my wifey and my family, and we going abroad, man. I'm going to London. First of all, I'm going to London to meet my grandmother, who I've never met in my life. I've never met one of my grandmothers. And I pray that I'm able to go to London this summer and meet her for the first time. I'm also going to Saudi Arabia, man. Like, who would have think a dude, JurbanVoice.com, Killah Kai Williams is going to Saudi Arabia. Now listen, y'all know me. I speak my mind, but I ain't in with that funny business. If they try to hem your boy up in Saudi Arabia, let them know, Kai ain't, I'm telling y'all now, I ain't doing no funny business out there, so don't let them hem me up. And then I'm going to Sri Lanka. I'm going with a bad chick that came from Sri Lanka, man, and that's going to be crazy, man. I'm gonna be in the Indian Ocean, Like, how many people that ever been to the Indian Ocean? I'm about to do that, man, because I believed it. And now I'm achieving that. It's all about, setting goals and things for yourself, and then letting the things come into fruition, man. Also, I'm not going to keep, running it down and boring y'all and talking about myself, but, there's so many great things that's happening in 2011, from with music, with the website, with just my personal life and your personal lives, television and film. It's so many crazy, great opportunities that are going on, and so many people that I'm working with that I feel close to, that are genuine people. And I just want to give a shout out to all y'all, and I thank y'all for everything y'all have done with me, for me, with each other, in 2010. Let's go on to 2011. Let's emancipate ourselves. Let's get this thing rocking. It's your boy Killah Kai. Do or die. You already know.